I haven't played Beyblade competitively in almost 6 years. I used to be fairly active during the Burst era in the WBO. But due to my interest in Beyblade falling off in around 2022, I foolishly sold my whole Burst and MFB collection, which I honestly still regret to this day. As of recently though, I've been slowly getting back into the world of Beyblade, and I forgot how much fun Bladed could be. Now that I'm back, I've lurked around the community searching for good combos far and wide in the BeybladeX meta, and slowly getting back into my competitive spirits. So without further ado, let's take a look at the deck I'll be playing with and see how far I can get in this WBO tournament at Curio Cavern as a returning competitor. So deck overview, since I'm not using the same stuff as only one part of my deck changed. This is my Hell's Hunt build. But overall deck overview, we have Scorpio Spear, 760 level. It's like a balanced attack type. You know, if I can get them knocked out, if I can get my opponent knocked out in the first couple seconds of the battle, okay, cool, right? I'm gonna do that. But with level, I have a lot of life after death. So if I'm facing against a very defensive or stamina-oriented Beyblade, I can outlast them. I used to have a good chance of outlasting them. 760s add some extra weight, and Scorpio Spear just has sheer weight, a lot of attack power, and decent stamina, in my opinion. Then we have my defensive build, Shark Scale, 960 Wedge. I really like Wedge. I like Shark Scale as well. And I wanted a counter-attacking defensive Beyblade. So this is what this build is all about. Just camping the middle, and then eating those heavy hits and then delivering them right back to the opposing Beyblade. And then last, this is my the star of my deck, Hell's Hunt, heavy 560 kick, all-out attack with a little bit of stamina, very heavy hitter. I think this is up there in weight with the Scorpio Spear. I think it's a little heavier. If I had my scale, I would weigh it out. Shout out to my man. I keep forgetting people's names. I'm so bad with names. But dude is literally right behind the camera. I'm gonna put his face like right here. Shout out to you, dog. I'm probably gonna put your name on screen too. Shout out to you for letting me borrow the heavy, dog. Appreciate you. And yeah, let's see how we do. Let's go. I'm up against one of the best bladers in my region here, Exy at P1. To start, it's Scorpio Spear versus Aero Pegasus on Jolt. Unfortunately, I get knocked into the pocket pretty early in this first round, and that makes it 2-0 in Exy's favor. It's my Hell's Hunt versus Shark Scale long kick. Let's see how this battle goes, but me personally, I'm aiming for an early over finish here. Unfortunately, I run out of steam too quickly there, and Exy takes that match. Now it's my Shark Scale versus Wizard Rod on ball. I could really use a point here. Honestly, I really don't want to go 5-0, but let's see what happens. After a quick 1-2 from Wizard Rod, I unfortunately get sent to the extreme pocket, finishing the game out 5-0. Starting off 0-1 and getting 5-0'd honestly got my spirits down a little bit. But this ain't no time to get under our feels, man. I still got 4 matches ahead of me. And in this match, I'm up against a blader named Spartan Nation, who's using an all left spinning deck. In the first round, it's my Shark Scale versus his Cobalt Dragoon on 450 low flat. I'm aiming for an early knockout here, but let's see what happens. And with that, I take the round with a spin finish, making it 1-0 in my favor. Up next, it's my Scorpio Spear versus Lightning El Drago on 960 Jolt. Now this match could be pretty explosive, but I'm betting on Scorpio's attack power as well as level stamina to win me this round.
Maybe too much. Come on. Equalize. I don't know if
This one came down to stamina, and level clutched this one up for me, making it 2-0 in my favor. Now it's his Meteor Dragoon on 580 level versus my Hell's Hunt. And I honestly didn't know what to expect going into this battle. So let's just see what happens. Now, in my opinion, I think I should have gotten the Survivor finish here, but the judge called for a rematch. However, now that I've seen my opponent's tendency to tilt launch all the time, I'm aiming for an aggressive launch with Hell's Hunt to knock him into the pocket pretty early into this last round. I didn't quite get that launch I was looking for, but I definitely got that ring out. That makes it 5-0, making my record 1-1. I dominated in that last match, and I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling myself a little bit. That performance landed me in 16th place out of 32 in the tournament so far. In the third round of Swiss, I'm up against Mikey 45. I send out Scorpio Spear, and it's up against Wizard Rod on Hexa.
Later's ready. Ready, set. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
I was feeling pretty confident here in this first match, but I get knocked out into the pocket for being out of position. That makes it 2-0 in Mikey's favor. Now it's a shark scale mirror in this second match, and I'll tell you, it's the first of many in this video. His shark scale is on low orb, and this is going to be a pretty interesting match, but here I'm aiming for an early over finish, and I actually get what I wanted. Time to score up 2-2. Here we have my Hell's Hunt versus Silver Wolf on Wedge. An early over finish will be the best case scenario for me in this match. Let's see if I get this one too. I didn't launch aggressively enough, and I definitely paid the price with that spin finish. After shuffling our decks, up first it's my Hell's Hunt against his Rod on Hexa. Once again, that early knockout will be very ideal, but let's see how this one turns out. Well, I got that knockout, but not the way that I wanted. Let's see how that reshoot goes.
3, 2, 1, shoot. I got scared right there.
I couldn't get any explosive hits here, so now it's 4-2 in Mikey's favor. This wedge mirror match here could be very unpredictable. Let's see what happens.
Later's ready. Ready, set. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
And an early burst finish here is going to tie the matchup 4-4. It's anyone's game now.
Alright, we are in tie game.
The last match came down to my Scorpio Spear, and honestly, I felt pretty confident in this one.
Later's ready. There's set. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
Bullying Shark there into that pocket makes it 5-4, and I win a hard-fought battle. That makes my record 2-1. It's the fourth round of Swiss, and now I'm in 14th place in the tournament. Let's keep that same energy going into this match. I'm up against Callinator. To start, it's my Shark Scale versus a standard Wizard Rod on ball.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
That extreme dash took away a lot of my stamina, making it 1-0 in favor of Challenger. Now it's my Hell's Hunt versus Cobalt Dragoon on Elevate. I'm aiming for an over finish here, but anything can happen.
3, 2, 1, go shoot. Clean.
Ran out of steam there in that last match. That makes it 2-0 to Challenger. Next up, it's Scorpio Spear versus Hover Wyvern on Kick.
3, 2, 1, go shoot. Clean.
With level superior stamina, I take a survivor finish, making it 2-1. And after the reshuffle, I sense out Hell's Hunt and it's up against Wizard Rod.
3, 2, 1, go shoot. Clean.
Got really lucky there with an unexpected over finish, but I'll take it. That makes the score 2-3 in my favor. Now, it's Scorpio Spear versus Cobalt Dragoon. And in my testing, Scorpio does really well in this matchup. But let's see what happens.
Blade is ready. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Clean. Come on, Level. Do me a favor here. Come on. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Come on. Ooh, it might be. It might be. Yeah.
And I take that match with a survivor finish, making the score 2-4. Can my shark scale close this one out?
Blade is ready. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Wait.
And with that clean over finish, I take the game 2-5, give me a record of 3-1. Coming off of a 3 straight win streak, and I'm narrowly in the top 8. Winning this last round against Guzzy should bump me further into the top cut. But let's see what happens. In this first round, it's my Scorpio against Rod on Jolt. A survivor finish in favor of Guzzy makes it 1-0. Now it's Hell's Hunt versus Aero Pegasus on Rush.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
An explosive exchange of hits knocks Aero into the extreme pocket, making the score 3-1. Here comes another Shark Mirror match. Heading into this one, his Shark is on low rush.
3, 2, 1, shoot.
I can't lie with y'all, I don't know how I survived that one. Although I had that cinematic save, getting tilted there costed me that match, and now it's 3-2. Can I close it out here after the reshuffle? Shark Scale versus Wizard Rod. Let's see what happens. Unfortunately for Guzzy, but fortunately for me, he self-extremes, and that makes the score 5-2 and pushes me up to 6th place in the finals. First match of the finals, and I gotta make it count. I didn't make it this far for nothing. Here I'm up against Milk God, and in the first round, it's my Scorpio Spear up against his Clock Mirage. With that clean extreme dash into a burst, that puts me up 2-0. Now, it's into the Shark Mirror match. This time, my opponent is using Hexa.
Alright, players ready, set, 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Take that, I'll take that.
You sure you can?
I think I have it. I think I got it.
In the end, Wedge had better stamina, and I take it 3-0. Next up is Hell's Hunt versus Dragoon on Elevate.
Players ready, set, 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
I set myself up for that one, and that early over finish makes it 3-2. After the first reshuffle, it's once again another shark mirror.
Players ready, set, 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Come on, hit that ratchet.
No, please don't. Still on me. I'll take it.
Unsurprisingly, Wedge gets me that spin finish, making the score of the first set 4-2. And with that, I win the first set of the round. First match of the second set is Hunt versus Clock.
Oh, wait, there's a story set.
Oh yeah, no, it's the second set.
Oh, but how does it work? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to
Three, so that's the three sets.
This one will end in a spin finish in Milk's favor, making it 1-0. And yes, if you heard that conversation there, I generally didn't know how the finals work. Honestly, I blame it on the rust. But now it's Scorpio versus Cobalt. Let's see how this one goes. Unluckily for me, I get sent into the pocket, making it 3-0. For the third time in a row, it's now Shark versus Shark. Can I clutch this one up, or will Milk God force a third set?
Come on, go into the front.
My Shark is now 3-0 against Milk God. It's really putting in the work for me in that round, making it 3-1. After that third reshuffle, it's now Scorpio versus Dragoon. With an explosive hit, I gain 2 points with an over finish, tying things up at 3-3, and now it's Shark versus Clock.
Set, 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Snap that ratchet. Snap that ratchet. I should have launched it out yesterday.
Unfortunately, I couldn't close out that second set, tying the score 1-1. It's anybody's game here, and honestly, this has been my hardest battle yet throughout this tournament. It's Dragoon versus Scorpio going into this first match. Now it's 2-0 in Milk's favor, and I cannot lie, his Dragoon is putting in heavy work for him in this battle. Now it's Hunt versus Clock in this matchup. Let's see what happens.
3, 2, 1, go shoot!
And a flashy burst finish for me will tie the score 2-2. And guess what? For the fourth time, it's now Shark versus Shark. Can my Shark seal the deal and advance me to the semifinals here?
Come on, hit it right. Hit the ratchet.
I took it in, though.
Oh, no way,
Yes, Jake.
What a match. I take that one 3-2.
Don't forget to breathe. Take a few deep breaths if you have to.
I'm banking on my Hell's Hunt here to get a quick over finish in the last match against Cobalt Dragoon. Let's see what happens. I couldn't close it out, and now it's 3-3. Last point wins, and all I need is my Scorpio to win it all. Might have been mid-air contact. Let's see what the judge says. And it's good. Looks like I'm advancing on to the semifinals, and here I'm rematching Exia P1. Let's see how this goes. Starting off the match with my Scorpio, against his Aero Pegasus. In an explosive match, I take the first round 2-0 with an over finish. In the second battle, we have another Shark Mirror. And with an early over finish, I take the first set 4-0. Could I really make it all the way through to the finals as a returning player? Next up is my Shark Sailor versus Aero Pegasus, and he returns the favor right back to me.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Now Scorpio versus Shark. And just like that, it's now 1-1 in terms of the set. In the first battle of the final set, I sent out Hunt against his Aero Pegasus.
Yeah, I took it too much.
Luckily for me, I got his arrow to keep tilting, giving me a survivor finish. And once again, it's Scorpio versus Shark, but Exia reads my launch perfectly and knocks me into the pocket. I need this win. I have to push it to match point. Rod versus Shark. And just like that, it's match point. I'm almost there. Grand Finals is right there waiting for me. Can I make it over the final battle though?
1, go shoot. Can you throw him in the pocket before he stops spinning?
Good question.
Pegasus outlasted me here, and it's down to the wire. 3-3, and I bet it all on my Hell's Hunt, and he goes with his Rod on Hexen.
No more rail ride, please. Come on, Rock, close it out, close it out.
Brave.
Nah, my shit balance. My shit balance.
That second burst.
Taking that L really hurt, especially since Exia was the only one who had beat me in the tournament so far. But taking a top blader in my area to a close match in the finals, that's nothing short of an accomplishment. But regardless, we have a third place match to win. I'm up against Dart Sweep, who is another top blader in my area. To start, I use Scorpio, and he uses Emperor Blast on low rush. I take the first round with an over finish. He goes Pegasus on rush, and I go Shark.
Raiders ready. Ready, set. 3, 2, 1, go shoot.
And an extreme finish for me closes out the first set. Third place is in reach. This ain't no time to slow down. Dart Sweep goes Blast, and I go Shark. I get knocked into the pocket here, but I had to turn to a bay wheel in order to only give up 1 point for a survivor finish. And now it's Hunt versus Pegasus. Now it's 1-1, and I can virtually taste the bronze at this point. But can I make it over the hump? This next match is Scorpio versus Valkyrie Volt on lift. This is an interesting combo to go up against, but let's see what happens in the ring.
Okay, basically a mirror. Raiders ready. Ready, set. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
And just like that, I secured third place in my first Beyblade tournament back in 6 years.
First time back since the burst era, bro.
I can't lie, I didn't expect to touch anywhere near third place, let alone top 8, especially since I have no top builds in my deck. Stakes got high, but it's safe to say I rose to the occasion. Other than my 2 losses against Exia, I'm pretty satisfied with how my run went this tournament. Scorpio Spear definitely outdid itself, with multiple explosive over and extreme finishes and a couple of spin finishes against left spinning bays. I named this build the MVP of my deck. I'll be looking forward to continue using it in competition. Now Shark Scale did its job throughout my run. It held it down on defense with powerful counterattacking just as intended, as well as some close spin finishes against some Hexa builds. Can't complain about that. Now here's a supposed poster child for my deck, but unfortunately didn't perform the way I intended it to. This is honestly my fault because I noticed I tilt launched this build way too often, which made it harder for Hunt to be as aggressive as I wanted it to be. I'll just have to keep testing it and get better with it over time, and I'm sure I'll be able to get that heavy assist blade too, so my testings can be more accurate. Ending things off on a high note, from this single tournament run, I managed to land myself in the top 10 of bladers in my area. I'm super excited to continue competing and getting my name back out there in the Beyblade scene. Thank you for the organizers for organizing, Curio Cavern for hosting, and the WBO for making this event possible. I'll be back with another tournament run soon, and I'll see y'all next time.